picture, we're looking at the picture of the trial of Galileo for insisting that the Earth was not the center of the universe. Now you have to ask yourself, why was Galileo put on trial by the Catholic Church, but Copernicus was not? Well, Galileo was not merely just suggesting that was a possibility that the Earth was not the center of the universe. He was actually saying that it wasn't, and the sun was the center of the universe, which is what we know today. Um, the church took this as heresy. They took that this was against the Bible and all that they had known. Remember, Aristotle had said this, and um, Ptolemy said this. So why is Galileo any different? So we have to ask ourselves: when someone raises a scientific question, does that mean they're against religion? Well, Galileo didn't really think so. Galileo actually thought that science could increase someone's faith. Uh, One famous historian put it this way: Galileo argued, of course, that he thought the Bible was an inspired text, yet he thought that two truths could not contradict one another. In this case, thinking that the Earth was the center of the universe and actually knowing it isn't. So, in cases where it is known that science has achieved a true result, Galileo thought that the Bible ought to be interpreted in such a way that makes it compatible with this truth. Um, Galileo thought, remember, it was a the Bible was a historical document written for common people at a historical time, and it had to be written in a language that would make sense to them and lead towards the true religion. So sometimes what Galileo and this historian were saying through interpretation was that the Bible or any spiritual book is written to a group of people so that they can understand it. And Galileo um, thought that sometimes what we know may just have been interpreted differently. So Galileo definitely thought that science could further someone's faith. And of course, many people were upset by this at the time, as they are today. Oftentimes, when science questions someone's faith today, um, there's some controversy. You can see that in this picture. If you look, Galileo's at the center. There's cardinals in the front. To the left, he's surrounded. Kind of gives a people are looking around. Um, you can see someone's writing behind them. And so this was a big deal when Galileo was put on trial, and if he was told to recant, much like Martin Luther was. Um, However, Galileo decided not. He recanted somewhat. He recanted some things. Um, it's more or less the church put him on house arrest for the rest of his life, and he was able to finish his work on figuring out the order of the universe. But we have to ask ourselves, this is a really important question. What do we think of this idea? Do we think that science and religion contradict each other? We have to come back to the question of truth. How do we deal with truth? And what do we do with it when it may contradict something that we believe? Do we alter our beliefs to fit the truth? Or do we look for some possible ways where our beliefs fit into the truth, like Galileo did?